Hey there, welcome back to The Core. I am your host, Ren, stylist and life coach, and I'm here with my beautiful friend, Kahara, licensed marriage and family therapist.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up for today?
I'm actually really excited about what we're talking about today. We're talking about social media.
Yes.
And we're getting into the nitty gritty about what it looks like, what it means, how it feels, all that good stuff.
Yes, and people not being who they post to be.
Ooh. That was a bar right there.
Was that kind of good?
Yeah, that was real good.
J. Cole, if you need, just you need a writer, ghostwriter. Yeah.
I know. I'm actually really excited about this episode because one of the things that came up for me over the course of the last couple of weeks was my nephew. He was saying that he was cutting it out because he didn't want it to be a false idol.
Wow.
I'm excited about that. And he's 13.
Oh, he's
amazing.
He is amazing. That's why I'm off of social media.
Ooh, I
because
love
I
that.
was like, who am I to have followers? And who do I want to follow? Nobody but Jesus. You know, it was just too much. It's taking up too much of your time. It is time consuming. It consumes you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people are not able to even connect anymore. They can't even sit at a dinner table anymore.
It's true.
So many things back in the day would get done at a table.
Yeah, it's true.
People
Right.
connected at a table. We use that to be, our place of like fellowship.
Now we're
No
just
more.
like this.
Yep.
Even at the
exactly.
stoplights, right? Like
Scrolling.
Oh my gosh, it's a mess.
Yes.
And I actually am not on it either, but for a different reason. I was on Twitter for like 20 minutes and I was sad. And I was like, nobody's listening to me or following me. I was like, I just cannot feel this way. So I got off of Twitter
it made you
after
feel
20
rejected?
minutes. It made me feel sad. I just didn't feel better because of it. And even with Instagram, I have a page, but I haven't been on there since 2017.
Oh, wow.
Just because I don't want to get wrapped up in what other people are thinking about me and what other people are doing.
Exactly.
I feel like I was getting consumed by it, you know. So it
people are really validated by how many likes they have, how many followers they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my son is a in the music business, and when it came to like negotiating deals or contracts and stuff, people, how many followers does he have? That was like major. It wasn't even about talent. It wasn't about his skill, even his look and image. It was more about the followers than even that.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that too is I feel like that's the way now, because even when I was starting my business, they were telling me that I need to have a page, a Facebook page and an Instagram. And I was like, but I don't think people care about that in therapy.
Right.
So I tried it also for 20 minutes. And I was like, this is not working for me.
Yeah.
It's different now.
In the hair industry too. The
Interesting.
most popular stylists don't even have licenses.
Wow.
They're on social media. They're not even us veterans. Some of us do. I personally don't get clients off of Instagram. I already pretty much have a clientele,
Right. Same here.
Yeah.
Right.
And Instagram, it kind of breeded a different type of client.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they're used to looking at YouTube and the do your own at home stuff, then they don't have the same integrity or the same respect or reverence for the actual industry.
Do you think then that you're getting people that have a certain thing that they're looking for, or they're requesting things differently because of social media?
Well, that's a great question. What I do think is that people expect more of you. People expect more of you. So
Interesting.
if it was just a hairstyle, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
But if you want somebody's entire image, baby, I'm not a magician. I'm a beautician. You know what I'm saying?
Another bar, J. Cole.
Exactly.
You watching?
Right, But they expect
Yeah.
they bring something and they expect you to make them look like that. You don't look
Interesting.
like this.
Right.
You don't look like this. And this is all. She probably don't look like this.
Exactly.
So, what are we doing?
It's interesting because I think that you're pointing to this idea that there's a little bit of fakery that be on social media. What do you think?
Absolutely. Now, I feel like filters, some people need a filter.
Yeah.
But still look like you.
I mean, I could benefit from it.
I like a little filter here and there, but I don't need my eyes to look extra slanted, and I don't want to look
Right.
like I've changed my face. But you can like even everything out.
Right. Sure.
So where when somebody sees me, they know it's me.
Yeah.
When I was on Instagram, I remember my Ren Speaks page. I went to the nail shop. I'm like in workout clothes, hoodie, like just going to get my nails and feet done. And this girl was like, "Excuse me, are you Ren Speaks?" And I was like, wow. And she was, you know, a Hispanic girl. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you could tell that it's me. She was like, yeah, you know, I follow you. And that was really a compliment to me because I was like, well, at least I look, you know, the same.
Yeah, of course.
I thought I was looking toe up. But, you know, at least I'm not filtering myself where people don't know what my real organic face looks like.
I do feel, too, that people are not just faking how they look, but they're faking what they're doing. You know, I see people whose lives look very interesting, like way more interesting than the average person. And I'm like, how much of this is real?
Yeah.
You know?
I know people that actually load up their photos from different places and then they post them at different times. They're not even there.
They're like 2002,
Exactly.
2006.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they post to try to tell it gives a narrative that they're not even living up to.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. That's interesting. And then what we do, unfortunately, is we compare ourselves to the fake stuff, and we decide that we're not interesting enough. And we decide that we're not attractive enough.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate, I think.
It is, and especially for the young generation.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
They were even doing studies that said that young people from the I generation, 95 to 2000 and now, basically, what they said was that they have a lot more anxiety, a lot more depression, partly because social media is so much a thing, but also because of technology, too. So it makes sense that people are feeling a lot more like on edge because we have a lot more access, but also we're looking at all this information that's not based on reality.
Yeah, and they're disconnecting from their parents because of it. They don't communicate already, and then if they're not able to live up to this image, and you're a child.
Right.
You're a child. You can't live up to that image.
Right.
But if they can't, then they are pressuring their parents to get them to a certain level. Like, didn't we talk about there was a girl or something on, was it TikTok? And her parents got her a car or something, and she didn't want that car.
No,
Tell
me.
Okay, I think that her parents got her a Mercedes. It was something, and she wanted a pink car. And it was a different car. So she was on there going off on her parents, like telling them this was not what I asked for. And she was 16 years old.
Wow.
16. Do you know I was trying to get a Ford Escort bucket if I could? I remember I drove a car. If it was social media time, baby, I would have gotten straight bagged on. But we were completely different. And I remember the brakes would like go out, and I was like, "Oh, turn the heater on! Turn the heater on!" We thought that if the heater came on, the brakes would work, girl. And then we felt like it really happened like that.
Wow,
Girl, it was a whole different day. We were so authentic. You know, it's different. They don't even go outside. My little client, she was saying, you know, I just like back to what you were saying about that age group having anxiety and stuff. She was saying that she has ADHD. I said, girl, you don't have no ADHD. Yes, I do. I said, no, you don't. Yes, I do. I'm diagnosed. I said, you know what the problem is? I said, you need to go outside and play.
Absolutely.
You need to go outside, get off of your phone and go outside and jump rope or do something to exert yourself. I said, exercise, exorcism. Exercise comes from exorcism. All of this stuff that you have bottled up inside of you, you're competing with all of these images, all of these ghosts. You need to go exert yourself in a different way. Put that phone down and go outside and play.
Yes.
Girl, we was outside playing, honey, and could not come inside. We dang near had to use the
street lights
bathroom
came
outside.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Street lights come
Don't be
out.
running in and out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because I also have seen that people say that they do have more ADHD because we're seeing everything in snapshots, like 30-second clips.
Wow.
And so we want everything on demand. We want everything quickly. We want everything to be quick and short. Even when you read articles now online, it's like, this article is 2 minutes long. And they give you the bullet points.
Wow.
Because our attention span is so much smaller and so much shorter because of social media, actually. So it's an interesting time that we're in, unfortunately, because it is making people sicker.
I was going to say that will make people sick.
Exactly.
Your comprehension, your brain is a muscle. People are not
Exactly.
going to want to read books.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. One of the things that we were talking about a little while ago was that you used to be a model. And so you know what it's like to have to portray an image that's not necessarily representative of the thing.
Yeah, I did modeling and acting full time. It was hard. It was really hard because for me, being brown with brown eyes, unlike you with the green eyes, brown eyes. I don't have dimples, brown hair. At the time, girls that looked like you were the look. The light skin, light eyes, the curly hair, that was the look. So it was difficult, but thank God for me. I don't know. I just was favored and was able to get in there. But the pressure was weight also. And I remember I'm 5'6". I was 117 pounds and was told I was fat.
Wow.
117 pounds.
Wow. That's insane.
And was told I was fat.
That's insane.
And I was like, I can't get anything else off my body.
Right.
Unless I end up sick.
Right.
Like I would have to really have some sort of eating disorder to get smaller than this. I couldn't do, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I wasn't going to do anything toxic to myself.
Right.
And after so long, I just decided that wasn't for me. It was too surface. I mean, anybody that can do it is fine, but I wanted to have a more real life. I wanted to have be true to my soul and true to my spirit and do the things that I was proud of internally. It was more important than me than that. And that's why I was able to get off of social media because it doesn't validate me. I'm not moved by even paying attention to other people's stuff. But that was another thing that me divorcing, people could not believe it because of who we post to be. What they interpreted from looking at our photos online.
Right. Wow.
People don't post the bad moments.
Absolutely not.
You may go on a vacation and you post the first day picture. The rest of the time, you're not posting those pictures. You ain't posting a picture when a nigga won't get up.
Right.
You like, are we going to sit here and lay down and watch Housewives while we in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Like, get up.
And then you do get up and then you snap a pic of the ocean and then that's what you post. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right,
You paint this whole picture.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even intentional for me,
Right.
but people read into it. That's the society.
It's true.
They create a narrative based off of a picture.
It's so interesting because I wonder how much of that was other people then seeing that and wanting to live up to you, right? And then also you feeling pressured to live up to yourself, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know. Was that
really.
an experience?
Well, I feel like people definitely felt like they had to live up to me. And that's why even in the salon, I would explain to people, don't judge the book by its cover.
Yeah.
It is work.
Yeah.
It is not what it's supposed to be. It's not.
Right.
It's not.
It's interesting because I realize that, we talked about narcissists. We've talked about narcissists ongoing. I can see how narcissists thrive in this kind of environment.
Oh, they love it.
Because they're so good at portraying an image.
They master that image.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
They love that.
They love
and people
that.
buy into that. And that's what they're chasing after is the person who looks like they're successful or looks like they're social and connected and have friends and money and all of the things, right?
Yep. Even mine found me on Facebook and looked at my picture and said, that's going to be my wife.
Wow.
Based off of a picture, based off of a photo. It wasn't even about who I was. It was about a look, an aesthetic, And so many people are deceived by that, but that is a breeding ground for narcissists.
Oh, yeah.
Social media, big time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We have some questions coming in from clients.
Get it?
Should we answer a question?
Yeah.
So a client has a question. She wants to know, everyone on social media, it seems like there's a constant pressure to post the perfect photo. How does this impact our mental health and self-esteem? What do you think?
I guess we kind of touched on that already as far as like the anxiety and
Yeah.
And even just their own value.
Yeah.
When they're not even posting, like looking at people and the constant turmoil it creates in your soul that you can't live up to somebody else.
Right.
Even, you know, I've worked on celebrities and they're constantly looking at other celebrities. But
I
people
have had that
don't even know
experience
that
too.
because they think that you're a celebrity, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, you're this and that. And they
Yes.
don't know that they're in competition with
Yes.
other celebrities. They're just looking at them and blowing their pictures up and, you know.
Yes. That is so interesting that you say that, because I also have celebrity clients that compare where they're supposed to be in their lives to other people, other celebrities that are online, right?
Yes.
So they see people who have a lot more followers, or they look a lot more together, or they're more attractive. And so they feel internal pressure because of that. I also have clients that are celebrities that they go into the streets and people expect of them to be something that they're not, because they see their social
image.
media profile. And so one of my clients talked a little bit about someone who was like, I didn't know you were going to be like that, because that's not how you are online. And he was tripped up by it because he didn't expect that people built this idea of who he was
Absolutely.
based on what he was posting, you know? So I think that's an unfortunate kind of framework that's developed, is that there's these expectations that are created around that. And to answer the question about posting the perfect picture, I think that more of it probably is about being in social media in a way that's aligned with values, right? So if you're doing it because you want to keep a record of what you're doing, or you do it because you love it and it's important to you, or you want to share it with people, or you want to share it with your close-knit community, it makes more sense to do it from that perspective, in that regard. That's a little more healthier than thinking about what are people going to like, and what's perfect, because perfect isn't real.
Right. Nothing is perfect.
Right.
Nothing is perfect.
Right.
And it's some beautiful, naturally beautiful people who are tearing themselves up. But there are good reasons why people are on social media. If it promotes their business.
Sure.
You know, the thing that I did like about social media, I love to look at like resorts and spas and stuff like that, and, you know, get the reviews under the pictures and things like that. So, you know, there are good things that you can get from it.
I think so too. I have a lot of people who send me quotes that they get, or therapeutic advice and tools that they find on social media that I actually think is not bad quality advice. And they do feel like it's useful. So if we're approaching it from the perspective of how to feel good about it, maybe that's the driving force that guarantees that things are gonna, you know, be helpful and beneficial. But when it starts feeling bad for 20 minutes of Twitter, I think it's time to go.
Yeah. I think if you're healthy and you're looking for things to promote that, you can find that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
That's true.
and then if you're unhealthy, you're just unhealthy.
Right.
So you need to go get help with that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not posting just for the validation and the likes and the attention. I think that's a slippery slope. We get consumed by it, and then we require it in a way that's unusual, first and foremost, because it's super abnormal, and then just not really long-term sustainable. You know,
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we're not looking at it from that perspective, but we're really looking at it from a perspective of what's going to build us up, even maybe because I have a client who is an influencer, and he gives people really great advice and life advice, and lots of people learn and grow from that. So even that perspective, I think, is also really
Yeah,
good
I
too.
love when like the fitness trainers have stuff on there and they showing you extra. There's a lot of great pages for fitness and nutrition
Right.
and cooking
Right.
and makeup.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from there. So there are some good
Exactly.
things.
Yeah. So maybe it's just about just being mindful about and monitoring the usage, why you're doing it, how long you're doing it for.
And don't be validated by it.
Exactly.
And do not weigh yourself up against anybody else.
Right.
You are your best self. You are unique.
Right.
You know, people should never see another image of someone and weigh themselves up to that. Like
love that.
you'll never be them.
Absolutely.
You
not.
have your own lane. Be the best you can be.
Right. That's great.
That's it,
advice.
you know, because you're going to to do it even if it's a coworker.
Right.
It doesn't even matter if you have a void in you. You're going to do it on social media. You're going to do it with the girl next door. You're going to do it with your sister. You got to go get healthy.
Absolutely. And most of it is full of projections, right? It's what we think they must be feeling and doing, and it's not based on the reality of their lives. That's true.
Totally.
That's true. I've been reading this book. It's called Digital Minimalism. And what he was basically talking about in the book, which I love and appreciate, was the importance of finding ways to streamline and cut back our technology usage and our social media usage. Because what he noticed was when we're too over-reliant on that, we can't hear our own voices. We can't hear what we need and what we want and what feels good to us. And so he was talking about the value of cutting back and minimizing how much consumption we have around technology and social media. I actually started applying a principle that I am off of my phone from 9 to 7 a.m. And it has made me sleep better, actually. So I've cut back a little bit. What are your thoughts about that?
That's another thing. Yeah, people are not sleeping because of it either.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's just very important. I would love for us to just go back to real. Just
right.
when things were just real, when the music
Right.
was real, it felt good.
Right.
Everything was so much more healthy.
Yes.
People are so uptight. There's so much
Right.
anxiety,
Right.
so much stress. I just want people to be able to read and be in their own thoughts, hear from God, and the world would just be so much of a better
So
place.
much more peaceful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So hopefully,
Exactly.
prayerfully.
Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully some people, walk away from this conversation thinking about what it looks like just to cut back,
Yeah.
and to find healthy ways to utilize social media in a way that's positive for them.
And
That's my hope.
at least balance it out with like reading sometimes. Expanding your mind sometimes.
Yeah.
Imagining things.
Right.
Allow yourself to dream dreams for you and see visions for you and let God speak to you about your life and where it's going to go.
I love that.
Yeah, because you limit God when you're looking at somebody else's blessings, even if it is real.
Right.
It could be real, but when you limit yourself, God can do so much more with you that is specific for you. If you just get into your own mind, relax, allow him to speak to you and act on that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That would be so much better.
That's so true. I didn't even think of it like that. This idea that we are creating our ideas about what our future should be based on what we see other people doing.
and that's not even your lane.
Exactly.
That's not even your lane.
Exactly.
How can you get in somebody else's lane and be successful?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that lane is occupied.
That's what he talks about in the digital minimalism book too, is that he says that we need to get quiet and we need to get still so that we can see what we need to do next.
It really helped me to do that, to get off social media, get quiet, get still, and heal. And heal. Then you can allow yourself, God will speak to you, he will tell you specific things to do.
Yeah.
Because he has an aerial view. He knows exactly what to tell you to do to get your healing, your peace, your wellness, your visions, your gifts, your prosperity. Everything is custom for you. I had to get off of there.
I love
had to get off of there. I was not interested. I was interested in what was his will for me.
Right.
What was his purpose.
And you can't hear it with all the noise.
No.
Yeah.
Bingo.
So, as far as my nephew is concerned with the social media thing, what he said was that he didn't want to be worshiping false idols. He's in Christian school, and so the school was basically encouraging him to think about what it looked like for him to be able to connect to God more, So basically, like what you were saying, being able to listen, not looking at social media as a thing that's instructing him and influencing him to do whatever God's will is supposed to be. So for him, that's what having a false idol meant for him. But what does it mean from the Bible perspective?
Well, that's what it means. Like, that's awesome. But I at the beginning of the year, most churches have like a fast. And I noticed that now for the past few years, they've been implementing social media fast for people to disconnect from their social media. It used to just be food.
Yeah.
But now it's social media, and that is really smart.
Because
and a
we're
lot of people are
overconsuming.
learning. They're able to see the difference between being on it and not being on it. And they're really understanding more perspective now in the Christian community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Followers,
Right.
You know, things like that.
Right.
Like,
It's like you're worshiping not just Instagram, right? Like you're worshiping the people that you're seeing.
Man.
And man.
Man.
Exactly. And what they're doing and what they're saying that you should be having and doing and all of that.
Exactly.
Instead of really, like you said, downloading into your spirit what's for you, right? And
Yeah.
being able to hear God
and it doesn't
better.
matter how big the celebrity is. Like, you should not be a follower
Yeah.
of man, period.
That's the word. I love
Because
that.
then you turn all these people into false idols. All of these people are idols now,
Yeah.
you know?
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
So that's awesome that he's 13.
I
And
know. I was a little inspired by that.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
awesome.
inspired by that. And honestly, because we were talking about on Easter, what he was saying too was, I'm trying to be off social media, so we need to play. So he really invited us to get off of the couch where he would go and be on the computer and do all of those kinds of things. He was like, let's get up and do something. And he encouraged us to get moving. So I thought that was great. I think that's
Great.
fantastic. I hope, you know, more people do that. I think that it's really valuable.
Yeah,
You know?
get back to connecting with their family.
Yes,
Yeah,
with
it would
people in a different
change.
way.
It would change the world.
Right, exactly. So I think this is a good conversation that we're having, because I think that what we're hoping for is that people start to consider what healthy social media looks like, and to consider managing and modifying if it doesn't feel good for them. So I hope that there's some takeaways about the false idols and
Yes.
you know, minimalism and figuring out what it looks like to get off if it doesn't work, and how to do it safely and in a healthy way. That's my hope.
Very good. Yeah, yeah. And looking into things beyond what it appears to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, because social media is an idol too. Yeah.
right.
So looking into things, you know, making sure you feel healthy from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's leaning you to one side or the other, you probably should disconnect from it a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. If you start comparing yourself to images or doubting yourself, or it tears at your self-esteem, or
Right.
it disturbs your soul,
Right.
it's not good for you.
Right. For me, it was, how come they didn't call me? Right? Like, how come I'm not there with them? Or how come I'm not doing the same thing? And at that point, when I started to question my life and myself, that was when it was time for me to get off. So hopefully people are recognizing that
Yeah.
if something like that happens for them, that they you know,
Yeah,
make
I don't
different
miss it.
choices. Me either.
I don't miss it at all.
Me either. Exactly. Sometimes I'll travel with friends that have social media still, and they're trying to find the right picture. And I'm like, let me know when you're finished.
Yes,
You
so we
know?
can talk. Yeah,
Exactly.
so we can lay out.
So we can talk, so
Yeah.
we can see.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So I hope that it doesn't take away from people being able to have the experience.
Yes,
You know?
I hope people reconnect again.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, get back to real, authentic relationships.
Right.
Yes.
Like it used to be.
And everybody
Maybe.
shouldn't know you.
That's a good point.
Some people shouldn't know you.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great
If
point.
they don't know you, they shouldn't know you. Why does everybody have to know you and know
Right.
where you eat, know where you work out, know what you do?
Right.
You know?
Or have access.
Yeah. If you
Right? Mm-hmm.
felt valuable, you don't share yourself with everybody. You really
That's
don't.
A bar too.
It's the truth, though. You really don't feel
Yeah.
like you have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't have to be everywhere. You know, I don't have to know everybody.
I love
I
that.
don't really care what you're eating for dinner.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't.
Unless
you
it
know.
looks delicious.
Right. But then I probably am not going to eat it. 'Cause I'm trying to always lose weight, you know? So yeah, if it's torturing you, don't do it.
Yes. Thank you for sharing your bars with me
Yeah,
today.
girl, you too.
MC ran up in here. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
watching us.
See you next
See
time.
you next time.